Guys, Eminem is back. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Review Season 9. I'm back with another gosh darn dang episode. It's a good night, and Eminem finally dropped his new album called Death of Slim Shady. We've been waiting for it. We've been anticipating for it. Apparently, this is supposed to be going back to the old Eminem. Now, I'm a very high critiquer of new Eminem. I think most of new Eminem's music is trash, and I've clowned on it for quite a bit. You know, every new Eminem review has not been the best, all right, until now. Supposedly, he's going back to his, I don't know, he's going back in time, I guess you could say. And, hopefully, I've only checked out one song so far, and the first song that I checked out was Somebody Save Me, which is, I think it's I guess kind of a remix. Maybe he, just took the song, I guess you can say, from Jelly Roll, and he made it his own thing. All right, you got Jelly Roll's hook, and then you got some Eminem verses. All right, so we're gonna give you my full review. We're gonna go over it. Just a couple of points I want to say before we get started. First point I want to say about this is that I already enjoyed that it's not a trap beat. Eminem sounds terrible in trap beats. I don't know why he tries to do trap beats. Trap beats never work out. They never sound great. And I just really enjoy that he's not using trap beats in this. Thank God. Thank heavens. Alright, I don't need monotone, fast rapping Eminem on these trap beats. So that's already a plus. That's already getting points in my book, is that he's not using trap beats. Thank God. Stick to what you do best. Alright? Also, my second point that I really already enjoyed from this is that I do like Eminem's flow on here. Now, it does sound like old Eminem, which is kind of crazy because, everybody's been complaining about Eminem doesn't sound like he used to sound or whatever, but this definitely sounds like some kind of old Eminem kind of kind of song. Now, it's not like old Eminem sad songs, You're not getting like, the sound from like Mockingbird or something like that. But this has a good level of emotion. And also, it does sound very commercial sad, but it's kind of that, it's not too commercial sad. So a song that I really complained about that had that kind of commercial sadness that that commercial sadness, a lot of rappers do that to get that audience to boost their song up to number one. All right, a lot of rappers, they target like people getting sober and stuff like that, and they overdo it with the sad stuff. You can really tell that they're just trying to get a number one hit. This is where it does have some kind of commercial sounding because it does rely on the hook a lot for this song. Eminem's verses in the song are very short, but it's not to the point where I'm like, all right, this just sounds like you're trying to get a number one. This is made to just, get sad 30-year-olds that are sober for 10 years or whatever to boost this up to number one. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't got that quality, which I really like. And a lot of other rappers have done that stuff, and they've obviously got a number one. Joyner Lucas, for example, he had a song with the man himself, Jelly Roll. It was an obvious commercial sad type song, very pop-driven, very just trying to tug at your heartstrings just for you to listen to it more than one time. And then guess what? It got number one. It hit number one on the iTunes charts. It did what I said it was going to do. It blew up. It's probably his biggest song off the album. And I really don't like that. It's not genuine. It's obviously you're just trying to get a number one. But this song does not feel like that at all, which I really enjoy. Third point, too, that I want to go in before we start this is that I really enjoy that Eminem's kind of taking his time on this song. The verses are short, but they don't feel too short. They don't feel like he kind of shortened the song for TikTok or something like a lot of these other rappers be doing these days. All right, thank God that he didn't do it. Now, he's done this in the past, all right, a lot of like pop, sad type songs that he did in his other albums that were obviously made to, again, tug at your heartstrings. It's going to make you want to listen to more one time because, oh my God, it's so relatable. He's saying the exact same things that I went through. Like, it's very obvious that this is going to get number one or something like that. And it's not that at all, which I really enjoy. And the flow here is pretty good. There's flow switches in between the verses, which Eminem's always, known for doing that. But they're not like fast flow switches. They're not flow switches that don't make sense on the beat. They make perfectly good sense on the beat. They sound good, and I really enjoy that. Anyways, those were my points that I wanted to get off my chest before we start this. Let's take a look at Eminem, Somebody Save Me. Let's talk about the beat. The beat's obviously ripped off from the Jelly Roll. Not ripped off, but it's obviously from the Jelly Roll song. The beat's very similar to the song. But the beat does have some good qualities to it. It's got a nice sound to it. It's got kind of a boom bap type sound to it, which I really enjoy, and what I think Eminem sounds really good on. And that's what I've always been asking for, more of that stuff. It's definitely got that, but I'll be honest with you, the beat's pretty generic. I mean, the beat's pretty generic. It's the obvious sad type beat. It's just very generic, but it's kind of generic where I'm like, I'll let it pass. I'll let it slide. It's very generic, but it works. It works for this song. Now, the only thing that I dislike about this song is that it relies on the hook too much. Alright, I swear to God, they play this hook like 4 times in this song. I don't need the song. I don't need the hook to be played 4 times in the song. Like, that just makes it really, really unenjoyable to me because it kind of feels like, if you over rely on a hook that you didn't even make yourself, it just kind of comes off like, you slacked on the verses. The verses weren't long enough, or something like that, or you couldn't put more material in the verses, or whatever. So every time an artist relies on a hook that they didn't make, they just rely on that kind of feature or that sample hook. It was like Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow relying too much on the samples to the point where I'm just listening to the song. There's no point of why are you even here? That's my only negative with this song, is that it definitely relies on the hook way, 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 way too much. And that's that kind of sucks. But let's talk about Eminem and the verses. The verses were really good. It's very emotional lyrics, very deep lyrics. I really enjoyed the lyrics here. The lyrics had a good, the lyrics were really good here. All that type of stuff. And the flow switches here really worked. The flow switches had a really great thing going here. I really enjoyed the verses. The verses were some of the best that I've heard from Eminem. And this is on the last song of the album, which I just, picked. If more songs sound like this throughout the album, and it has good flows, it slows down and stuff like that, oh my lord. I mean, guys, we're looking for a banger. We are looking for an Eminem banger album. If the rest of this album has this type of sound, that could really, really, really bring up the score of this album. So, that's really good too. But yeah, I think the verses are really good here. The verses sound good, good flows. Everything here, the lyrics really hit home. It's really deep, it's really emotional. He spends his time talking to each kid or each daughter in this instance, and it's really good. It really hits, and it just, it really sounds good. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that this is the last song of the album. I mean, Lord Mighty, this album could definitely be it. 110%. Now, I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not going to put my expectations like that, because I know new Eminem, I know. Oh, I know. I've got my expectations ruined a few times. So I'm not going to say any expectations for this album. But what I will say is that the production, it's very generic, but it works. Jelly Roll, Jelly Roll does this thing, To be honest with you, I don't care too much about the hook. It's like, please stop using this hook. I don't need Jelly Roll to sing on this hook. To be honest with you, it kind of feels like a cop-out in an instance. But Jelly Roll's always done these kind of sober type songs, and it really fits Jelly Roll's type of thing, his style or whatever. But other than that, the verses hit and all that. And overall, Somebody Save Me is a pretty good song. Overall, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. So 7 out of 10, what'd you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts at, make sure you follow. Make sure you turn on notifications, because I'm going to be dropping new content. Oh, music reviews all week. all weekend, all week. So all throughout the weekend, all throughout the whole week till Thursday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. And yeah, bye.